Press record then, kid.
Talk beach.
Beach. We back.
Did you know?
Just right off, Red.
Did you know?
We're just gunning for it.
Well, I just really want to sell it because the whole time I'm going to have it in my head, and it's not funny.
All right, get it out.
It's not really funny.
Get it out.
So you know how like writing processes, the hardest thing they often say is naming your characters, right?
Okay.
And you know when
That's the hardest part.
I would presume because everybody ends up being John or Mary.
How is that
and it's-
hard?
But you want
You
something.
pick a fucking name.
You want something.
Bob,
You would think
Dick.
so. So Buzz Lightyear. That's a classic name, right?
Very
do
classic.
you know Buzz Lightyear's original script name? It's so stupid. I apologize.
I have no idea.
Lunar Larry.
Why are you dying? Why?
That's so stupid. That's so bad.
Lunar Larry?
That sounds like a guy who sells
That would
water
never
beds.
take off.
No
See
heavens,
what I did
no.
there?
Oh no. Good job. Good job.
No, but it really, that's a horrible
terrible.
name. I
Terrible.
feel like that would actually change. Now I see why names are important.
Aha.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I'm not rocking with Larry Lunar. To infinity and beyond with Larry Lunar.
No, it's gonna be to the moon and back.
To Walmart and beyond. Like, what?
What is that so funny?
To the moon and back. Straight to the moon with you. Straight to the moon with you.
That's so dumb.
Welcome back to the Concession Stand. I'm Marlon.
I am Gabe.
And welcome back, YouTube subscribers, all 11 of you.
Hey, nice to meet you. Pleasure. Pleasure.
How's your week, man?
You know, it was a week. It had a Monday, then there was a Tuesday, subsequently followed
One
by
of
a
those
Wednesday.
days had you gasping for air, though.
Yo, fam, just like, you know when you answer an email and you're like, sure, tell me more about this issue. And like, it's like a Royal Rumble tag team match and you're like, yo, where are all these people coming from this email? Every man
On a
wants to
Friday?
shoot off their opinion. I said, no, time on a Thursday. That's the worst because the turnaround time's got to be
I was
on
more
a
referring
Friday.
to your working out.
Oh, I did run. I'm back running again. It's so secretly between you, me, and YouTube.
It's the return.
The track star. You know, once upon a time,
You
I
got
was,
slave legs? You
I
think
was,
you could beat me in a race?
fam, listen, it's not even a competition. I was like, once upon a time, I was a very good track
I'm
and
very
field
proud
athlete.
of you. Do you think you could beat me in a race?
Dog, I'd eat you,
Nigga,
fam.
are you dumb?
Listen. You know
Listen,
what?
Don't let the Yeezys fool you now.
Listen.
Don't let the
here's-
Yeezys fool you now.
So here's the issue. Like, a lot of people think, you know, Gabe doesn't look like the athlete like he once was.
that's what it
Mans
is.
don't even see me and think athlete.
That's what it is.
Mans were very fast.
Interesting. I'm faster. I have slave feet.
I'm sure.
They've called me Harriet Tubman of my time.
I mean, because you carry a gat and wear a turban?
I mean, I do what I do.
What I do on the track is what I do
What
on the
happens
track.
is I run the 100 meter 3 times back and forth.
So 300 meters? What's the point? That's just
This is Harry
That's
Tubman
just not
joke.
good.
It's
Oh,
okay.
I see. No, I see what you did. No, wait. Why? That's just inefficient running.
But let's get to the shit, man.
No, I'm not over this. You really
Why?
think you can beat me in a race?
I definitely can beat you in a race.
Oh, that's okay.
it's not a question in my mind.
That'll be Patreon content.
Okay, what's
You know who should we get? We'll get.
Can I decide who starts the race off for us?
Sure.
Okay.
You know who we should get?
The cops.
Stop it. The man who played Jesse Owens himself.
Stephen James. Yeah. Him and Shamir. just to train us each individually for like 3 weeks.
Great Patreon content.
I will fool you. Are you like this? Can't be
mean,
serious. No,
what-
come on. Let's be for real.
Listen, I
That's
understand.
real.
Listen, between you and me,
How long you been behind a desk?
I know you.
How long you been behind a desk?
Listen, I was a very good, not like,
I'm so proud of you. I never went to your school, so they didn't know that I existed.
no, it's not about school, fam. Like I was like nationally ranked.
I
Like I
don't
was
care
a real
where it
nigga.
was.
Okay.
They didn't know I was there. If they knew I was around, Bahamas, talk to this man, bro. Talk to this man. He think he could beat me in a race.
He's just Jamaican.
He watched race one time and
This
thought
guy-
he was Stephen James. The boy thinking Jesse Owens.
I was a real track and
Gabe
field athlete.
Bailey.
You actually ran track.
I was a real track and field athlete. He is
did.
just Jamaican. I'm Jamaican and Ethiopian.
He
I
did.
have two bloodlines
But
of
we're not
track and
talking
field.
long distance. We talking 100 meters.
Fam,
100 meters?
you 100,
And
200,
I get to choose
400,
I
put
get
a
to
hurdle
choose
in there.
I get to choose who starts the race for us.
This bum's
I
gonna,
choose the
he's-
cops.
Listen,
And he's not beating me.
Patreon content.
Patreon content.
That's Patreon content right there.
Right on Sugar Beach.
Listen, Whoa, beach? I'm not running on the sand. Oh no!
Anyways,
Eat. Done.
speaking of
we're gonna
brotherly-
look like Apollo, Creed, and Sylvester Stallone.
I hated those celebrations. Oh my god! There's one thing that's about Rocky. I don't care if it was back then. It's not. There's no such thing as aging terribly. That was horrible from the start.
That was bad then.
Oh my goodness! But that's how people. That's how people were back then, especially
100%.
around. I
Goofy.
noticed that
Niggas
the
was goofy
show
in the 80s.
or the movie Fame had a deep effect on people, like
time.
more than they would care to admit.
I think that's a fair point.
People, the theatrics of people during that time are pretty funny.
I don't understand why the acting felt so weird, like hollow.
It reminded me, I don't know why Fame just reminds me of
Fame,
Degrassi, the old Degrassi.
Dallas. All of those shows were like,
Dallas.
they're just like, let's just everything be a soap opera. I'm like, really?
Let's just make this as cheesy as humanly possible.
JR, where were you off
How
to?
many staring slow pans can we do?
Like, what are we doing?
Anyways, going to something that is of the same time, but not of the same time. In Loki.
Same time?
Yeah, same time-ish.
Time traveling.
Sure.
Aha.
Lacha, is he in a time?
Is he
Lacha
out of time?
Is there time itself?
What time do you got?
You're done. But Loki, what did you think?
I was very enjoyable. I don't know what I was expecting. First of all, I needed the break. We went back to back from WandaVision to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah. Well, now Captain America and the
Do you
Winter
consider
Soldier.
this a break?
Yeah, I mean, like those ones went back to back.
That was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, kind of.
It's like 3 weeks ago. It's like a Meg the Stallion break.
Pandemic 3 weeks is like really 3 months.
Through 2 years, yeah.
You know. Yeah. So but I was very pleasantly surprised. I love me some Owen Wilson. That's just great.
Bro.
He's coming in throwing 100 miles per hour.
Hold on now. First of all, let's not forget also Wedding Crashers 2 is in the works. They start filming in August.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
My man
Owen
Vince Vaughn is coming back?
Yeah.
Big Vince?
So there's an Owen Wilson resurgence that's happening.
Double V?
And I noticed they did the same thing with Ferris Bueller. What's his name?
Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick. His coming out.
No relation.
His resurgence as well is kind of like the same thing where he has like two things dropping around the same time.
Actually?
Well, he did the end of the year thing, the 2020 movie for Netflix.
Yeah. He did.
And then he had the show with Nicole Kidman. The Undoing?
You're thinking somebody completely different. That's Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant, that's who I was talking about.
I was like Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, it's not Matthew Broderick. No, they look alike.
Different guys.
They look alike.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Matthew Broderick's got like a round face.
They're both old, wrinkly, and look alike.
Put their faces right here.
I will. Please put them right here. I'm holding Broderick's. Put it right here.
No,
I'm
that's
convinced they look
hilarious.
alike. But yeah, Hugh Grant. That's what I meant.
Hugh Grant.
He's had a little bit of a comeback.
He
package.
has. Yes, because he was also in that movie with Matthew McConaughey and Charlie Hunnam, the gentleman. The Guy Ritchie.
Yes.
Ritchie? Yeah.
So it's like I'm seeing the same thing happen with Owen Wilson, right? I like him in a serious role. I like it because he still gets to play a little
He's
comedy.
a good grounding, and he gets to do his like, wow.
And he was never really the guy that says or does something super funny. Like, he'd say things funny, but it's more his timing.
Quippy. He's a quippy guy.
Yeah, his timing is so good.
Well, that's why Wedding Crashers is so good, because they're just two guys quipping. Quipping.
It's mostly Vince.
Yeah,
it's like Vince. 90% Vince.
I'm keeping the painting, because you gave it to me as a gift.
It was a gift. I said that. Oh my God, you just
Hundreds
unlocked a memory. I said that for years. Anything someone gave me, it was a gift.
It was a gift.
That's it. Oh
we got a stage 5 clinger. Like, that's from there.
Stage 5 clinger?
It's a legendary movie. It's a legendary.
Revisit.
No, it's a legendary movie.
Bro,
it's such a good movie.
When we talk about Pineapple Express, Superbad, all these movies, Wedding Crashers is right up there with 40-Year-Old Virgin.
It might be a
vibe. I mean, we're talking about things like Fuck a Goat was good. Fuck a Goat's really good. Fuck a Goat. I remember when I first heard that in the theater in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I gotta really
I dropped to my knees, Gabe, in the theater.
When they
cry, I was weeping.
When they daps up at the end.
Yes.
Are you still gonna cover my shift on Tuesday? All right, yeah, we still. The Kevin Hart scene, legendary.
I need more of him. The way that they did Ken Jeong. They should have did that with that Indian guy.
My issue is this: not necessarily the wrong guys came out of that movie because Seth Rogen came out of that too, and Steve Carell. But my man Romney,
Jonah Hill
is in that movie.
His first appearance.
Fuck, he is in that movie.
He's the kid that comes to the store across the street. Yeah,
Kevin Hart.
Yep.
Kevin Hart's. No. Y'all rep the same. We rep the same smart deck. We fuck doors in the ass.
Listen, I'll be honest. You said a lot of things I don't understand.
I'm gonna take him as disrespect.
I'm gonna take it as a sign of disrespect.
I say that all the time.
That's something I say all the time.
First of all, you throw a lot of big words at me.
You throw a lot of big words at me. I'm gonna take it as a sign of disrespect.
This your boy?
You see, nigga?
Yeah, son. We rep the same smart deck.
Cases. You motherfucker.
Is there an issue here?
Oh, no issue here because he's done. He leaving. Yo, what's that guy's name?
Romney something because he's in Think Like a Man and whatnot.
He has been the exact same.
He's on a show now that's like very like low budget, but he seems like he's getting paid, which is great.
I heard it's a funny show.
It looks funny-ish. I didn't really listen. I had my headphones in. It was on silent, so
he's a funny guy though. Very underrated.
Very funny.
I've never seen him stand up.
More. I don't think he does stand up.
I don't think he does
he's like
either.
a comedic actor. I saw him on Breakfast Club once upon a time.
He would be great in stand up. Like just his voice and cadence.
I just want him in more.
He's never not him. He's like a Michael Cera. He's never not him.
I don't know about that.
Who has he played other than the guy from Smart Tech? Who has he played other than that? He's always that smart mouth.
I think there's something
aggressive.
else. I vaguely remember that he's like become very religious. Like I vaguely remember.
I think you're
that.
mistaking him for Mark.
No. I mean, who isn't at this point? No, but I remember him on Breakfast Club, and he's like, "Yeah, I give my life back to God." Did it something like that?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was very strange, but in the sense,
it was very strange.
It seemed It seemed odd. It seemed odd.
It seemed culty.
Yeah. Because you mean the Lord is my? I'm like, we understand, but like, all right, take it easy. It doesn't need to be on Breakfast Club here. But I really wanted him to come out of that as well. But I mean, we got Kevin Hart out of it, which, for 5 years that was fun, and then it wasn't.
That's what we do it. That's what we do it. Kevin Hart.
So Loki, I enjoyed it.
Great show.
Great show.
First episode.
First of all, you got there early. This is usually you wait for the whole thing to wrap up.
Hey man, I can't wait. I like Loki a lot.
The cameras are here now. You want to get shit together.
I gotta get my shit together now. The cameras are here. They can see it on my face if I'm not doing the work.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
But yeah, no, I'm a big fan of Loki as a character throughout all the Marvel movies. He's one of my favorite characters just in terms of like how sneaky he is.
Oh, for sure.
He just adds a dynamic to that whole film that I don't think if he's not there, it's a lot more boring.
Well, he adds an element of chaos. I mean, he really is the agent of
God
chaos.
of mischief.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. But I think he's an interesting character in the sense that he kind of often battles with like, am I a good guy or am I a bad guy? Do I want to do harm or am I really going to be helpful here? And this character, the Loki, the version of Loki that we're following is like before he really kind of teams up with Thor and all of that. So we're catching him in a very interesting place. Yeah. And then it kind of plays out in the show.
And man, in terms of writing, this is a lot to write. Like I know you have the comics to go with and not much things are altered, but there are some things that are altered. And it's like to loop it in and to make it make sense. Like, for example, the whole Miss Minutes explaining at the start. Great. Like friggin' Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
The DNA.
Oh, that's great.
The DNA character. That explains at the start.
We got to really talk about the all-time cartoon explainers.
Oh, I love them.
They're really great.
They're so good.
You know what?
It's good character development.
It's brilliant.
Plot development.
Well, it helps you explain it. You're doing, what's it called?
It's telling you without being like making a character go, and then they went to here.
Yeah, what's the thing there's a word for it though? It's the thing we hate Christopher Nolan for all the time that he's doing. Not narration. There's a word for it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what it is. Spoon feeding?
Kind of, but essentially that. But it's like way too much of that thing. Like I don't need you.
It's not overt. It's done in a creative way.
It's not in your face. Where like, funny how you are in the time place now. Whatever. It's just like, hey, this is an informational video, literally informing us,
which we needed that information, especially
very confusing.
Talk about Marvel's. They've always found a creative way to loop in non-comic book people.
Exactly.
Which is that's what that was for me. Was okay, I don't know too much about comics.
What's going on here?
Now I know the timekeepers are a thing. I know that Kang worked with the Timekeepers and was employed by them, meaning Jonathan Majors in Loki's timeline is going to be
already here
at some point. Can't wait for Jonathan Majors to...
Big fan.
Woo!
Oh, boy.
Even the
so much
faces,
real estate. I have so much real estate.
The faces of the Timekeepers is very interesting to me because one of them I swore was Thanos. And I was just like...
So it looks... They're from the same type of... They're the same beings. They're like variations off of the Celestials.
But they're like way more powerful.
Yeah.
Way more powerful. And they keep time. They keep time in its natural balance, the way things are supposed to play out. And Loki, when he takes up the Tesseract in Endgame and disappears, we don't see him again for the rest of the movie.
Exactly.
Which I'm like, wow. Like, they prepped for this before the fucking movie.
Shout out to Kevin Feige, the guy who's running he's the mastermind behind all of this Marvel business. The fact that I'm sure there's a big whiteboard somewhere.
Bro, I was just about to say this.
The whiteboard's got to be so fucking cool.
Bro.
Like, I just want a snapshot.
It must look like an FBI whiteboard.
Just the fucking ropes and the red line. I'd be like, no, he's got to disappear here. He's going to go here. And there's got to be a group of people, probably small, that are like, does this make sense? Does this make sense?
Bro.
Why would we do this? Does this... Okay, plot.
Have you been in a writing? You've been in a writing room.
I have.
Or two. And you know what that process is like hashing out those
for
episodes.
one project.
For one project.
Never mind projects.
Never mind projects that you have to also just keep in mind in the back of your head while doing and investing time in other ones.
And then we also have to make sure all the shit that we've already done, is this even in line? We can't just drop a guy. We haven't used him in a while. Let's throw him in here.
It's genius enough that you can go through the Marvel movies and watch them in a chronological order.
And it all makes sense.
And it all makes sense on a timeline. And shot in different years. That is incredible. The level of organization that must take out of this world.
Also, it's pretty smart stuff because also when you have an idea and you plan for it and you execute before then, you can borrow some of your good planning and place it into your new project. Be like, it even works even more because on the fly we threw this in, so now we can add this. So the fact that, spoilers and whatnot, but like Loki was killed in Endgame. Yeah. Technically. But we are grabbing this version of Loki before all of that. Yeah. So he gets to learn all of this. So like, oh wow, it can be character development for him to learn about his death,
why it got
why he's there,
which is what Owen Wilson's job is kind of as well.
Beautiful.
It's like he's basically interrogating Loki throughout the entire time, so Loki can understand himself. It's not even about, they already know everything. They know your entire timeline, future, past, and present, and. Whoa, what I found so cool is when he goes inside the drawer and he sees all those Infinity Stones. Yep. Because when he picked up the first, when he picked up the Tesseract at first, I'm like, it's not going to work. There's no magic here. Right? And then he goes and he sees all those stones. And I noticed there's more time stones in there than any other type of stone, which would make sense.
Because it's the time police.
You know what I mean? I was just like, this is great. We have to talk about, I cannot remember her name. It always escapes me.
She's in like a whole bunch of movies.
In Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
She's in Black Mirror. The test game episode is the game where, the one where he plays that game is like the scariest game ever.
Yeah. And then she's also in that horror movie where she's a refugee and they're in England.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And she is incredible in this as well.
Incredible actress.
Incredible. Incredible.
She
did really well.
She's great. Yeah. I need her in more things. What I personally like, a theme that I really like in movies is like, and we saw this in Soul as well, when the higher authority or like the afterlife is like a bureaucry, it's like filing cabinets. Yeah. And like a guy, I love bureaucracy.
That's a great
so fucking
concept.
Hilarious.
It's such the nightmare. Oh, this place is a nightmare. Oh, that's another department.
Gladly help you burn that down.
I'll help you burn that down in a second.
I'm going to burn this place. Start in my office.
I love
Why
that.
Why is there an office?
It's funny you say Soul because in that exact scene is when I thought of Soul. Because he's looking out into this vastness, right? That looks like it doesn't end, essentially. Which makes sense in the crevice of space. Of course. Things obviously don't end. And him saying this is a nightmare and they have a room for that, which means they're monitoring nightmares, it lends to the theory that a lot of scientists have that in our dreams and in our nightmares, we are actually going into a different time, a different realm. And there are multiverses, and
Of
you
course.
can tap
And
into
things and
multiverses through your
feelings and-
dreams.
yeah, of course.
And I was like, wow.
There's all the little tidbits, just tidbits.
There's a lot of tidbits in
and
this.
also, it's just fucking fun. Like, there's just good quippy writing.
Yeah, and
That's
Marvel,
funny.
just like you were saying before, when they have an idea that they do, and then they learn how to grow it from there. The Easter eggs.
Well, did you hear about the Peggy Carter Easter egg?
Peggy Carter Easter? What is it? I seen her. I knew I seen her, bro. Okay, so when he's in the room and
When-
the square opens up
and they're
they
dragging
usher the
somebody
dude.
out. Yeah.
Bro, I turned to my girl. I was like, that looks like
Peggy.
Captain America's girl.
Yeah.
All right,
Because Cap goes back in time.
exactly.
So, and then
he comes back and he's like, I can't even tell you.
and since she's Agent Carter and she's doing all types of stuff,
That's
whatever.
That's gonna be his series. Is
Who
what
knows?
happens. That has to be.
I don't think they're because
has
there's
to be.
debate about if Captain America is gonna come back in some capacity
It has to.
because Chris Evans has his contract is kind of like ambiguous right now.
If he goes back in time and they show what happened through there,
But
and it leads,
but
and
you
ends
notice
in that part of him sitting on the bench.
Here's how Marvel's real cool. Marvel's really smart because they give you Easter eggs,
Yep.
but they also explain the Easter egg away just enough to throw you off the scent.
Okay.
Because when he's like, the Avengers are fucking going around, when Loki's like, the Avengers are going around in time, and Owen Wilson's like, whoa, they're supposed to do that. That's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So that's why they haven't been looking for them or capturing them. Now it's explained away why they haven't gone after them and all this
Exactly.
time. But it leaves the window open. So they drop in Peggy Carter just to be like, we have just in
But
case
they
we want
also
to
made it make
cycle back.
sense. They made it
makes
make
so much
sense
sense
for that Loki's jump was not supposed to happen.
Exactly, because
They
remember
made
it was
it-
an accident.
Exactly. They made that make sense out of all the things that they showed that could have been things that would have altered
Brilliant.
time. They showed why that specific one
Brilliant.
was not it. And I was
Brilliant
just like, this is incredible.
It's really good stuff, and especially with time jumping and whatever, it usually gets overly complicated for no
Oh
reason.
my gosh.
Tenant.
I knew it.
I love it. I love
knew it.
making fun of it. Like
I
it
hate
makes
that
my teeth
fucking
better.
movie,
It makes
man.
my teeth stronger making fun of it. Nevertheless, so it makes
Tenant.
so it can get overly complicated very fast.
Yes.
But I think they do a very good, they simplified but also complicated enough to be like, this is interesting, so you can unravel it and
Yeah.
keep
But
yourself
not enough for
busy.
you to figure out the whole plot.
Yeah, but it also enough for you to be like, I understand this at face value.
Yeah.
And I don't need to go digging. So it works on both ways. Needless to
great.
say, watch Loki.
Yeah, definitely watch Loki. Where's my phone at?
I don't know. You plugged it in somewhere.
What? I don't know what happened to my phone. But anyways, yeah, definitely
Sitting on the chair
there it is. But yeah, definitely check out Loki. It's gonna be a banger. I love what's his name? Tom Hiddleston.
You know, he was on the short list to play James Bond, the new James Bond.
Please God no.
I don't mind him.
No.
He's a little thin,
Yeah.
but Pierce Brosnan was a
Where's
middle-aged
the
man.
other Tom? The real Tom.
Tom Cruise?
Nope.
Tom Brown?
Nope.
I don't know if fucking Tom
You
Brown
can
is.
keep going.
Oh, Tom Hardy.
There you go.
Ah,
Yeah, that's a
TH.
motherfucking modern.
Big Venom.
That's a modern day James Bond because he won't be just a classy guy, which he knows how to play. We've seen him do that in Inception, but he can also be a little snarky. He's got some hip hop to him.
I do love Tom Hardy.
I love Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy is a real dude.
He's a great guy.
I don't know him personally, but he seems like a motherfucker. He'll hit somebody for no reason.
Facts.
Yeah, he seems like a little wound, a little too
Rap
tight.
knowledge, extensive,
Very much so.
very extensive.
He looked like he grew up on an estate.
Definitely. And rebelled. Speaking of, what was it? What were you talking about? There was a word that
Loki?
you said. No, with Tom Holland. There's a word.
Tom
Whatever.
Hiddleston?
Doesn't really matter.
James
Netflix
Bond?
and chill. Netflix and chill shop. Netflix is opening its
the merch.
first store powered by Shopify. It's never been easier to shop from independent brands that tap into the cultural moments that Netflix creates. We're bringing content and commerce together like never before. How do we feel about this? Is this going to reverberate around the streaming platforms universe?
I mean, there's always been merch connected to cultural moment shows.
But was it ever a streaming platform doing it?
No, but like the studio's releasing merch.
Yeah,
and Netflix, for all intents and purposes, is a streaming platform. Is a production company studio. Yeah.
I think it's different for if it's going to be available on the streaming platform, though.
Oh, listen, Netflix is like...
that's a different bag.
Netflix is like Amazon, man. Everything's integrated.
Exactly.
Whatever you need, you don't have to leave the site.
You don't have to leave it. Where
just
else would you
here.
get it? Like, that's what I'm saying. Is if they have a Netflix and chill shop where you have to go to a site,
No.
big fail.
No.
Missed a huge opportunity.
I want to be
innovate.
at the end of the show. Not even at the end.
Show me
Click.
some teas.
Click.
Show me some teas. Show me
Well,
some.
look at
sweaters,
all that
mugs.
80s apparel in
Stranger Things is gonna
whatchamacallit.
eat.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is gonna eat. Oh my gosh.
Even that new show where the kid's a deer. It's called Sweet Tooth.
The fuck is
Yeah,
that?
yeah. It's weird. I don't know. I don't have.
What are you watching?
There's like it's everybody's talking about it. It's called
Who's
Sweet
everybody?
Tooth. I mean
Sweet
the fucking
Tooth? Let me see.
the Yakubs on Twitter.
The Yakubs. Sweet Tooth.
It's that little white kid
Drama
and he's like
series.
half deer. He's like a deer.
White people would watch this.
And there's a
shit.
black guy who's guiding him. Of course, the magical
Of
Negro.
course, the magical Negro Nonso Anozi, otherwise known as the man who swindles. What's her name? Daenerys. And
Yes.
he wants to be the
Yes.
he wants to be like the leader, and then he tells her he has money in a vault. Nigga broke as hell.
Very Nigerian behavior.
Steals her dragons with the sorcerer. Sorcerer doesn't cut him in.
And don't you understand why I think Game of Thrones is a little problematic to colored folk?
Fucking great show.
Slaves
Greatest
and swindlers.
show ever of
Slaves
all time.
and swindlers is
Of
what they
all
do
time.
us.
By the way, we are in 2021. We are a year, less than a year away
From the Great War?
from the prequel.
Oh,
series
yes, that is
Game
coming.
of Thrones.
I don't know if I'm going to watch it.
I am. You know you're going to watch it.
No,
First
because
of all,
it wasn't
because we
watched-
have a show
Oh.
in which we have to talk about it. We have a YouTube channel in which we have to make videos about it.
Sure, yeah.
And we love it.
I'll watch a clip.
We love it.
So my issue is this. My man George Marty, he ain't writing this joints. And we all know every time they deviate away from the fucking book, it's a little dodgy.
I don't care about George.
Okay.
George is a piece of shit.
Damn.
Got his money and cut.
What this nigga do?
What about the art?
He's been writing
What
the
about
book.
the art?
That's not his fault that these motherfuckers
know,
wanted to
I'm
release the
just
season. The nigga can only write so fast.
He's had time. He's had time. How do we know he's not involved? How do we know he's not involved? He's had time.
Listen, he's trying to make a good book, fam. He's not out here pumping out fucking Rupi Kaur
How long did
books.
it take him to write the other ones?
I don't know, years? Years?
2 or 3.
I think more than that.
2 or 3.
I
I
mean-
can write a book tomorrow.
Yeah, and you can beat me in a race, whatever.
I can. I will.
This is the lies. The lies.
Speaking of lies, Insecure. Insecure's last shoot day was today.
Speaking of lies.
Insecure's last shoot day was today. Issa Rae posted some pictures of the crew packing it all up, dressed alike and whatnot. Cute stuff. And she's also announced a few things in the works.
One thing with Jabuki White.
One thing with Mr.
Youngwhite?
Jabuki, who, by the way, has probably one of the best episodes on Crashing.
Yes.
I've seen.
Yes.
He's got one of the best episodes.
I thought we were going to make fun of his Twitter. His Twitter is tremendous.
Oh, his Twitter's incredible.
His Twitter is as good as it gets.
So yeah, Jabuki is teaming up with Issa Rae to develop Vanessa R. Panfil's book, The Gang's All Queer, The Lives of Gay Gang Members at HBO.
Oh, that's really good.
I think this is going to be fucking hilarious.
I think that should be really good.
It's going to be hilarious.
That's really interesting.
It's very interesting. It's fresh.
I've never read the book, so I
It's fresh.
can't comment on it.
Never
but-
seen gay gang members since Oz, but those guys didn't think they were gay.
I mean,
So-
prison's different. I mean, in the immortal words of the man in the one episode of Atlanta, no, that's prison. You fuck man's hole on the outside.
So prison gays are different gays, is what Atlanta said.
Sexuality is a spectrum.
All views are not your
Sexuality is
own.
a spectrum. Sexuality is a spectrum.
All views are not your own.
Sexuality is a spectrum. And all I know is that man, the quote from that show was, but I think that'd be really interesting. I think that's obviously it's a valuable show. Obviously it's a different perspective.
Yeah.
More black people getting employed. Love to see it.
Love to see it.
Is that going to be part of her little network situation that she's got going on?
I would assume so. I mean, she doesn't do anything outside of it, right?
I mean, I'm impressed with her ability to, I guess, grow the brand so quickly. And I guess align everybody with things that she's already interested in. I think that's really important. I'm excited.
Do you think it's just? I don't think it's too much for her, but I think the trajectory of what she's doing is like, man, you are about to be a billionaire in like less than 2 years.
As she should be.
Like, this is incredible. I don't think we've ever seen this from any black person in Hollywood.
Kevin Hart? No, I wouldn't say Kevin Hart because Kevin Hart didn't really make shows.
He made shows. He had LOL. He had a whole channel, LOL Network.
Huh? But how is the LOL Network?
Hey, that's the thing. And then on top of that, the rest of his shows didn't really take off in any sort of way. Whereas Issa Rae's are almost critically acclaimed before even coming out.
Well, I think, she
she
comes from a different perspective altogether. I
think
she's
from YouTube.
But she's fundamentally a very good writer.
Yeah, definitely. She's got a great writing team.
Also that.
Because her writing team, we've seen them grow throughout the years from Awkward Black Girl to Insecure, and then she has a whole branch of, she's had so much short films that she's done that play on BT and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She has Issa Rae Network that does digital shorts and digital shows as well. And so she's been, it's not like she hasn't dabbled in having multiple shows running at once,
right?
On a much smaller scale, obviously, but still, you get your experience from that and then go big, which she's doing now.
Well, I think she's obviously well aware of how the system works, and she's really trying to capitalize to make sure as many people get work as possible. And she's, again,
that's the thing,
flip it. Nobody's dying. A lot of multiplication.
Yeah.
Put people through a little network situation. Now you have your resumes building, put you in somewhere else. Jibuki a lot of people only know him from The Daily Show, from being a correspondent. Now he's part co-writer and co-producer on a show. Yeah. That's a big step. Growing it from there is really important.
And then on top of that, his stand-up. Hilarious. Killing it with his stand-up as well.
Great Twitter.
His Twitter is
a necessary Twitter. when he's not banned off of Twitter for impersonating another, that's really funny.
Impersonating old white people?
Oh, no, that's legendary stuff.
RIPs are in order for Clarence Williams III.
Recipes the Mod Squad legend.
Mod Squad legend. He was Prince's dad in Purple Rain. He was the black man that swindles Eddie Murphy for his granddaddy's clock.
Correct.
In life.
Correct.
That was the last time I had seen him in a film.
He was in this movie with John Travolta and the old man from Arnold. Not Arnold. What's the pig?
Babe.
Babe Pig in the City. Yeah. Good
Arnold.
job. Arnold.
Why was it Arnold?
Green Acres.
What?
Yeah. This is an old reference. I'm aging myself, and I'm not even that old.
Oh my God.
This is what happens. You don't have cable when you're a kid.
Yep, I know those ones.
No, so the old guy from that movie, that big, tall, old guy, John Travolta, and this guy were in a movie called The General's Daughter, and it's a great movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Kenya Burris.
Oh, he was also Bumpy Johnson in American Gangster.
Oh, yeah, he was Bumpy. Mm-hmm. Bumpy. With the frozen, he's giving out the turkeys.
Let me tell you something about America, boy. It's either you get busy living or you get busy dying.
Kenya Burris will make his feature directorial debut for Netflix with Jonah Hill set to star and co-write. It'll be a modern look at Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, which saw a white couple's daughter surprise her parents with a black fiance in 2021. How do we feel? Do I need to ask?
I just hate this man so much. For a plethora of reasons. So many reasons.
Is he the number one race baiter?
He might be. Him and Lena Rae, they're just...
They're neck and neck right now. They're fighting for race bait supremacy. I said nigger. No, I said nigger.
Why? Blackish, mixedish, yellowish. What are we doing here?
This is, I don't know.
No, he's doing brownish with Eva Longoria. Not Eva Longoria.
No.
Yeah.
And with her?
Yeah, of all people. I know. He doesn't care.
Who's next? Veronica Rodriguez? That's playing the sister?
I really think it is.
She can sing Biggie as the opening?
Niggas really give me heebie-jeebies. That's such a nuts line to.
Bro, what was she thinking?
Niggas give me
Bro, and
heebie-jeebies.
niggas give me heebie-jeebies. And she came into the camera like, she was this close to the camera.
And then she stopped singing too.
It was the only part she wanted to highlight, that freaky niggas give her heebie-jeebies.
Now, now when we say that line, the fun word to say is heebie-jeebies. When she said that line, the fun word is niggas.
Is it fun for her, or was it just another Thursday?
There was a lot of glee in her face.
It sounded like another Thursday.
Maybe it was her fun Thursday.
It rolled off the tongue way too naturally.
Niggas give me heebie-jeebies.
Oh my God. Not the neck. Not the neck.
Oh, you give me heebie-jeebies, niggas.
That is the heebie-jeebies right there.
That's hilarious. Yeah, no, so Kenya Barris just says, I don't know who's giving him all this money to do that.
He's giving him all this money. Blackish
he does keep a check.
Money, dog.
Blackish is not a terrible show. I've given it the time of day, and I'm like, this isn't bad. And then I watched Mixish with like fucking Zach and Lisa from Saved by the Bell are the parents, eh?
Why?
Yeah.
I mean,
Mark Paul Gosselaar, that's his real name.
I mean, I guess.
Why do I remember that?
His mom's black. Zach Morris? Did you know that? Did you know his mom's black?
Time out.
That's our fun fact of the day.
What? Mark Paul Gosselaar? The picture
black.
of white men.
His mom is black.
Well, I don't trust you now because I feel like after this whole Hugh Grant...
What's his name? Zach Morris.
Mark Paul Gosselaar's
mom.
Are we talking like Rashida Jones black or...
Wait, she's Indonesian, but black.
Okay, stretching, buddy.
It's not. She's black Indonesian.
I don't know if that's a...
India. Sorry. I don't know why that Vibes Cartel song came into my head.
All right, time out. You're done.
Bye, many men. If you're this bad man, you see. Many men. Sorry. Where'd you go to high school again?
This is Cardinal Newman.
Where is that?
Scarborough.
Scarberia. Okay. Did they play dance hall at your school dances?
Of course.
Interesting. And you were a track star.
Yes.
You were not a runner, but a track star.
A star, fam.
You were a runner. You were a track star.
Precisely.
You're just gonna lose.
Listen,
Gabe, stop this.
Listen.
Please, for your own self-esteem. I don't want this to hurt you later on because I know, that was a major part of your life.
It wasn't because actually I retired on
and
top.
You're resurrecting it as we speak.
I'm not resurrecting. I'm just trying to get fit again. Like I'm just trying to keep the wheels on. Just when you have to run an old car just to make sure the engine works. I gotta.
My engine it's clogged.
Here's my thing.
My arteries.
I can still gas up the car. It just everything in the car sounds like it's gonna break.
It's like making that tick 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 ticking sound.
Tick, 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 everything's shaking.
Lupe.
Today
we're here.
It's back.
We're here. I wish I had a sound effect to just
part deux.
Yeah, make the sound effects when I press the button. Yeah, I like it here.
Part deux.
Listen, there's a lot left.
There's so much to unpack.
There's a lot
What
left.
a cliffhanger.
I'm excited. I think it's...
That evil guy in the show looks evil. He looks like a bad guy. He looks like a bad guy in real life.
I mean, anybody with a mullet, an old aging mullet,
and
while
French.
Receding hairline, and yeah, your face is like this. All the time your face is like this. It's very weird and evil. Baguette. I don't know what. Poisson. Stylo. I fucking hated French class, honestly. I hated French class.
Really? But what about were you around for tele? Of course you were. Téléfrançais.
Téléfrançais. Hello. Salut.
Remember the skeletons?
That's a big tune.
Remember when the skeletons used to be like, qu'est-ce que c'est?
Oh my God.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Yeah. No, that was the highlight. Anytime the teacher brought in the TV stand was a highlight.
That was like the height of Canadian TV.
What was the wildest movie or show your school showed you?
The wildest movie or show?
We watched Kids.
Really?
In school.
Why?
A supply teacher.
Oh my God.
And we said, can we watch Kids? And she's like, all right, cool. And she basically like fell asleep almost. And we were in the class just watching.
What did
this
we
shit.
watch that was like... Oh!
You guys watched The Color Purple in school?
I went to school in America.
Oh my God.
That's what they show you in school in America?
Oh my God, the color purple.
The color purple? What grade are you in? 6th? Ninth grade?
God.
Just when you're becoming a person?
What?
Wow.
That whole with the Danny Glover and Seeley. No. Until you do right by me.
Did you do this to kids in school? Were you like,
Niggas go to recess and be like,
It wasn't me, but it was a kid that did that.
niggas go to recess.
oh, I swear to God. Like, what are you guys watching?
Everything you do is going to go twice. Really? That's what y'all? That's
Wow.
crazy. I think what did we watch that was like, it was 12, no.
Did you love Oprah after
I
that?
was older after
Did you have like an affinity for her?
It wasn't her best attractive role.
Oh, okay.
Facts.
Oh, man.
Does she have it?
Does she have an attractive role?
Yeah.
The Life of Bees?
Oprah, the show. Oprah, the show is the attractive
The
role.
Butler?
The Butler.
When she was smashing Terrence Howard in that
Oh
movie?
my God.
Yeah. Y'all forgot about that. I did not.
It's Oprah, man.
It's Oprah, man.
I had to do it, man.
Had to do it. What's a movie that was, I was like, ooh, this is too much.
Best movie we watched in school was
I don't know.
either not Saving Private Ryan,
We definitely watched it.
Pearl Harbor.
Too much.
or
Pearl
Bobby
Harbor.
Fisher.
Bobby Fisher's good.
Search for Bobby Fisher.
Pearl Harbor's a terrible movie.
No,
Really?
I really like Pearl Harbor.
No kidding.
You don't like Pearl Harbor?
Not
It's a
personally.
great rom-com.
It's like, no, it's not high on my list. doesn't crack the top
Rom-com.
100.
It's a long-ass movie. It's a
It's a
good date movie.
long ass. What's a movie? You know what movie that we watched? I had a teacher, great history teacher. It's funny because their podcast, the Bluffs podcast. If you're into like listening to high school,
Hey,
people,
they're not paying us. What the
they're not. They're great people. God bless them. But there's a history teacher, and he used to just like a lot of movies. He's like, we watched Gladiator, and he's like, you see here, architecture. That's wrong. You see that? Interesting fact. Anytime you have to depict ancient Rome, they'll usually be birds. It was really funny, like a great breakdown, but it was really just an excuse to watch Gladiator.
So he was making it. Was
We
he
watched-
bullshitting or did he actually?
No, he actually knew.
Okay,
like, that's
okay.
a real thing. But
I thought you
really,
meant he was like bullshitting his way
But
through.
that only
so you
happens-
See those sandals there?
that only happens in
those are
like
Adidas.
interesting fact.
200 BC.
Interesting fact. Puma. The original Puma.
Was a god, huh?
Nike. That was Greek. Different. Come on. What are we doing?
Oh my god.
We watched that and The Untouchables.
In school?
With Kevin Costner. Yeah.
In school?
Yeah, man. We watched it in same class.
Wow.
Different, same teacher, different class.
I lied. Best movie we watched was 12 Angry Men. Ooh. I watched it in
That's a
drama
classic.
class.
That's a good one.
Really good.
That's
It was
a good one.
basically showing us how we can still take up a lot of space with minimal space.
Hmm.
And so he's like, this movie doesn't have anything but 3 settings in total. Like there's the courtroom,
Right.
there's the hallway, and then there's the
And how can you
actual
tell? Yeah.
deliberating room or whatever.
The jury room. Yeah.
And he's like, look how they use the space like with their emotions. So like somebody would get angry and their tick when they get angry is to go somewhere else. They'd move away and move to the window or move to the back.
And look
or
at how they're
something.
kind of cycling through
And
the room.
it's like a giant like choreography that's happening throughout the room. And I just felt I was like that was one of the first movies that I watched. And my drama teacher was one of those inspiring people where it's like
You can do
it's like
anything.
you had that one teacher. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna remember this teacher for a long time. That was Mr. G for me.
Mr. G. Shout out to Mr. G.
He told us so much things
I
about.
feel bad not shouting out my history teacher. Shout out to
drama
Mr.
stuff.
DeQuilla. Shout out to Mr. DeQuilla.
He showed us so many things and like just really showed me the art behind acting and making movies and all that stuff. And where I just thought it was like a play
Just
play
a
thing
yeah.
before.
And you're like, oh,
And I was just
there's like
like,
stuff here.
nuance. Okay.
Nuance.
A little accoutrement.
Oh, a little zhuzh.
Little razzle dazzle. So I remember one thing that he did teach us that was actually wrong was the Wizard of Oz theory.
Oh,
So the Wizard of Oz theory
Well
goes
played.
that it was a very low budget film, which is a true thing.
it
There's
was
no
a
theory on
low
there.
budget film.
Low budget. When I mean low budget, they didn't have wiggle room. So like if
I see.
something
It was
went
very
wrong,
tight budget.
if a day didn't shoot properly, they were fucked.
Right.
They didn't have much film to work with, so they had to squeeze everything together,
Right.
do a lot of shots in one day. And so the set was naturally just pretty exhausting and very unsafe. Tin Man, the original guy that was supposed to play Tin Man, when they put the makeup on him, it was actual aluminum dust, and it poisoned him, and he went to the hospital and nearly died. And during that time, when they realized he wasn't going to be getting any better, they got a second Tin Man and did the same thing, but just put some paste over it. And
Like,
he
all
didn't
right.
get poisoned, but he got an eye infection.
They're like, here's what we're gonna do. Elmer's glue.
As a base.
Base. We're gonna let it dry.
Let's get a foundation going.
It's gonna be great, and then we're gonna put the little bronzer, and then you're good to go. You're good to go.
Where'd the list come from?
I don't know, bronzer.
The bronzer.
The little bronzer.
That's the title.
You can't say
Bronzer.
You can't say bronzer. You have to say a little bronzer.
Little bronzer. Also on that movie, the actress that was the main
Judy Garland.
actress, Judy Garland,
Liza Minnelli's mom, by the way.
allegedly was drunk and on narcotics for the majority of the movie.
Correct.
She was a raging alcoholic.
Did you not see the movie Judy with
see it.
Renee Zellweger?
No.
Yeah. They highlight how tough her life was
Yeah.
at that time. But yeah,
Apparently she was aggressively toxic.
oh yeah,
filthy
a
mouth.
lot.
And there's also a scene. Now, this was the biggest theory of all the Wizard of Oz stuff. Well, there's a couple others. Like somebody stepped on Toto. That really happened. There was allegedly she was sexually molested by munchkins on set. That did not happen. So that was a false theory that came out. And there was also a theory that one of the munchkins was let go because they had hired too many, and he happened to be on hard times and desperately needed the money.
The committed suicide.
And committed suicide. And it is said that you can see him hanging himself in the scene
forest
there's a
scene.
scene in the where they're jogging off into the forest on the yellow brick road.
After the trees throw apples at them, allegedly.
And then you could see in the background a figure just hanging and swinging kind of thing. And
is this true?
my teacher showed it to us in grade 10, I believe.
And he's like, you see that?
And he's like, he paused and he showed us right there. We're like, yo,
This
we're
is why
like
being a
losing
working
our
actor
minds.
so hard.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
People have even gone so far as to doctor up fake newspaper articles
So much.
from that time saying that this happened around the same time it was filmed.
Oh my God.
There's been no reports of any munchkins dying on the actual set.
Little people.
And what they're saying is that there was an order of a large amount of birds that was on set for specific scenes. There's a scene with the peacock, and they needed.
You're gonna tell me there's a goose back there?
So back there is actually just a large bird. That
That's what the bird just kind of,
which is swaying, and it looks like someone is being hung. And everybody has been thinking that there's a midget hanging the entire time. Which, if you look at it, I mean, I get
I
it.
see it.
When I saw it, I was like, that
I can see
is
it.
a person. That is a midget. Or a dwarf, rather. I think it's
a little person.
Little person?
I think little person. Little people, big world.
Yeah, I don't know. The names just changed so much. When I was doing Beetlejuice from Howard Stern, his bio, it was dwarf. And even in the... there's these two. You see the two little people who are going to fight in a boxing match.
The Russians.
Hezbollah Magomedov and Abdul Rozic.
Yeah, they're very funny.
They're very funny, but there is an athletic dwarf association that is deeming their fight unethical.
Oh,
And that they're being taken advantage of.
I mean, I could kind of see that,
But they're not. They're actually 19-year-old guys who know good and well what they're doing. Abdul Rozic is actually a Tajiki... Is it Tajikistan?
Tajikistan. Yeah.
Singer. Like
Really?
he was famous way before this. He's a famous guy out there.
They seem like they're all in on the joke.
He's in the Guinness Book of World Records for the shortest singer in the world.
No kidding.
Abdu. So like they already have something going there. And so that association is
Generating
called
content.
the Athletic Dwarf Association. So I was like,
maybe
I would
dwarf?
assume that's what.
I get the condition is
title
called
is.
dwarfism. Well, one of the conditions is
Well, one of
considered
them, yeah.
dwarfism. So yeah. So I the people
the people,
the actors.
But yeah, man.
So there is no actor that is allegedly hanging in the background.
None.
Just a bird.
Just a bird.
Huh.
I'm like a bird, always on my way.
I don't know where my soul is.
Next week we'll have Loki 2 review.
Of course.
Loki episode 2.
Speaking of, I'm so
Review?
excited. I just wanted to go back to one thing. What's your favorite movie about like high school? Like, what's your favorite movie setting in high school?
About high school. Favorite high school setting movie?
Since we're talking about movies in high school.
Fuck. I don't know. Love Don't Cost a Thing is up there.
Oh, that's a classic.
Love Don't Cost a Thing is up there.
That's a big Steve Harvey classic.
Yeah, I highly identify with the character before he got cool. So I was just
Before
like,
he got
cool. So I was like, yeah, this is one.
I should really think of an answer before I say something.
Remember the Titans.
Ooh, good pick.
Remember the Titans is another one.
Good pick.
And I'm trying to think of like,
I don't know if I have
Light It Up. No. You go. I'll think of another one.
I was gonna say Hardball, but they're not in high school; they're in elementary school. He Got Game.
Coach Carter. There's my other one. Love Coach Carter.
You were over there.
Hopeful. Yes, I am hopeful for today.
He went on to play for.
I love that trend. It's so good.
And he went on to play for San Antonio State.
Yo, y'all saw my lighter? Cause we're hopeful. Yes, I am. He never found his lighter.
And he never found.
His mom actually took his lighter and his weed.
What was I going to say?
He's
about
in
Coach
jail
Carter?
now.
Oh, serving a back-to-back life sentence.
She turned him in.
I was gonna say they're the one when they're on the bus. He's like, "You out there on top of all the honeys?" Actually, Coach, I was on the bottom.
Yo, that was a great movie, man. And you had we have to do a list of best movies that sing "Ain't No Mountain High, Ain't No Valley
there's a winner.
Low."
There's a winner already. It's Stepmom.
This guy knows.
Listen, Julie Roberts is undeniable.
Cordless phones were never the same.
Oh man,
what a sad movie.
Oh my god,
very sad.
Jesus Christ, Susan Sarandon just. Why did she not get an Oscar for that?
That's the last time Julia Roberts was fine.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I disagree.
Eat, Pray, Love.
Ocean's 11. Ocean's 12.
Wait, Julia Roberts is in Ocean's.
Yeah, she's Danny Ocean. What?
Sorry.
Huh?
Sorry. The numbers, it's just a lot.
Next week, we have to talk about the new movie by the same director from Ocean's 11. I believe it's called...
Fast and Furious 9?
No. I think it's Stand Up something. Anyways, Steven Soderbergh is directing a new movie with Don Cheadle, Brendan Fraser.
Yes.
One of the guys, the guy, David Harbour, the guy from Stranger Things.
Oh, the big
sheriff.
guy.
Yeah, the big guy.
Okay, nice.
Also, he's in Scarlet and...
he's dark and brooding. I like that.
Dark and brooding. He's the new Hellboy, too.
He's the new Hellboy? Mm-hmm. He wasn't the old one?
No, Ron Perlman was.
Oh, yeah, the long face.
Yeah.
The long face? Yeah.
I'm excited.
Should be interesting. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys subscribe, share, like.
Things. Buttons.
All the stuff. They're all over the place. I don't know where they are, but they're here. We'll catch you guys next week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Marlon.
I've been Gabe.
And that was the Concession Stand.
Peace. Doses.